Hello guys, my name is Andy Danota, and once again you're welcome to Time Out with Charlie and Andy, and this is my wonderful, beautiful wife,
Charlie Danota.
Yes, and thank you so much guys for following us all this while. Now we want to look at a very important law today. I call it the law of values, the law of values. Now it states this: in every great relationship, the goal of conflict resolution is to get what is right and not who is right in a relationship. Now, most times when couples have issues in relationship, they tend to want to focus on who is right instead of what is right. Now, these values are defined by the path we talked about. If you've been following us very well, we talked about the law of the path. We said the path produces a certain set of values or codes or parameters. Now, these are the values that determines or help the couples in conflict resolution to determine what is right and not who is right.
Yeah. It is said that human beings are selfish, and no matter how hard they try to love, they will still be selfish, except if this love stems from God. That's what we believe, that's what the Bible states.
Yes.
So conflict is prolonged when couples are unable to agree who is right. And when this disagreement continues, the conflict never ends. So there's always a dragging: who is right, who is wrong, who should submit to who should agree that he or she is right.
Now, you see, when couples are unable to decide or focus on what is right, and they keep going back and forth on who is right, like you said earlier, there will be serious problems. For instance, let me give us this example. Remember when we were dating? I think the first 3 months we started dating, we decided she should meet my parents, and we were to go out around 9 a.m. I'm very passionate about my time. Now, around 8:30 a.m. You know the story I'm about to share. Now, 8:30 a.m. Charlie was not in the house. Her number wasn't going through, and all of that. I waited till 9:30 till 10 a.m. and I was just thinking, what really happened? Did something happen to her? And all of those things like that and all. Now, cut long story short, she came around 10:30 to the house, and she knocked. And she was a little bit surprised that I was in the house, and she said, "What happened to your number?" Now, what we got to realize that day, when she came in, she was actually focused. She was very objective, the way I was objective. I wasn't thinking about my time wasted. She wasn't really thinking about it. We were objective. We were looking at what our challenge was. We had a time challenge. We booked an appointment with my parents for 9 a.m. and we were supposed to be there. So when she came into the house, what we presented or what we both confronted is the problem, not who is right or who did not call. Now, we got to find out that our network providers really messed up, that it was like they were fighting us somehow like that, you see. So my phone was switched on, and she was told that my number was off and her number too was on. So we were both waiting for each other at both ends. And other couples, I've seen other couples say, "You don't have respect for my parents, you don't want, I want." I would have jumped into all of those conclusions, but we were looking up for what is the right thing to do at that particular time. What if something had happened to her on her way coming? I should think about that and all. And so when we deal with problems or challenges in a particular relationship, a correction is being dished out. Maybe I said something I wasn't supposed to say publicly. Maybe, she actually shared something with someone that I wasn't comfortable with. The goal is not to attack the person. The goal is to actually find out what is the right thing. And like we said earlier, this right is drawn. What informs us on what is right is those set of values that we share together.
Okay. If you've noticed, if you've been following us right from the first video, you notice that these are connected. If you say you want to define what is right, you have to have a purpose, a destination that you are traveling to. You have to have a goal, and having this goal helps you determine what is right. So if you have a set out purpose and a standard, from the first video we had, we said there's a standard that a relationship should be built by. So if you have a standard, that standard identifies or reveals to you what is right and what is wrong. It is just like they call it a canon, something that guides the standard, the life
parameters
of the people. Very good. Yes, that's the word, parameters. So that helps you to know what is right, and so you don't get to keep dragging who is right, who is wrong, who should give this.
Because at that moment, couples can really get emotional.
Very emotional.
It can just get emotional. I want to be hard. I want to be right. I want to be right. They can really get emotional. And like we said, guys, the last, I think the first video also, we said something that Dr. Maya said. Dr. Maya said that if if your life is based on principles, 99% of your life has been decided. So during conflict resolution, guys, that's not the time to start thinking who is right, and because when you are angry with somebody, you are right. Have you noticed that, Charlie?
That's true.
When you're angry with somebody, you are actually right. So you are meant to, this thing is very key, guys. This thing is very key. Your foundation must be visited. Your foundation must carry some values that both of you share together, so that in that particular conflict resolution, we will be looking for what is right and not who is right. Now, guys, we want to put this challenge out there, right, Charlie?
Yeah.
Let's challenge some of these people. Now, we have had misunderstanding in the past. To say that as couples, we've never had that. This is what I keep telling people out there, that relationship is war. You know, it will take a lot to stay in. I respect a lot of us in Africa, especially here in Nigeria. I don't know about other countries. We have seen a lot of marriages that have lasted over 50, 70 years. People stay. No, the old folks here stay in their marriages, and it's not because it was rosy or sweet and all of that. You know, young chaps now just want to bail out when it's difficult to bail out, you know. So it is courage. It takes courage, guys. It takes courage to fight. It takes courage to stay in this. Now we're saying, what are some of the challenges you've been facing? We've had couples say this thing, Charlie, that I'm right, it's him that doesn't understand. And the lady says, I'm right, you know, it's him that don't understand. He doesn't understand me, and all of those things. So that misunderstanding thing and all of that, we want to put out this challenge here. What are your values that, you know, you've resorted to? When you answered that spouse during that argument, did you actually speak from values, or you spoke from a place of hurt? Did you really speak confronting the problem, or you spoke to attack the person? And so when people are attacked, naturally, I notice the Charlie, you know, they call it this animal instinct in all of us. When people are attacked, they are, you know, they attack back. So it is not the issue of me trying to explain myself anymore. It's the issue of defending myself. Like if I don't defend myself, and sometimes couples feel like that I've got to defend myself, or else I'll be exploited or cheated or something like that. And so I want to put out the challenge to you guys. You know, listen next time to understand, attack the problem. You must first of all determine what problem we're facing, and we are going to sit down. This time around, we're calm. Some of you out there, Charlie, I bet you some couples are not actually talking to each other right now, maybe watching this video and all of that. And so we want to, we want to bring you guys together. Can you sit down? Can you actually confront the problem? If possible, Charlie, I'm seeing this very practical. It's very crazy, but very practical. Can you write the problem on a piece of paper and put it right in front? Can both of you face the problem and not each other? Like, you just put up the problem in front of you, read the problem to each other, and then you confront the problem. Most of the times, if we look at problems from the right perspective, let me tell you, every problem is just a problem. And if you just remove yourselves from it, you begin to see that particular problem the way you should see it. And so we're putting out this challenge. If you have a challenge, maybe on Facebook, you want other couples to actually, you know, say something about it, because other couples go through what other couples go through. Challenges out there, and most times the same or similar like that. You want others to comment on it, you can go to our Facebook and put it up there. This is the challenge for this week, guys. Let's face that problem. Let's deal with the demon in that house.
Yeah,
Let's
not
not
the people.
yeah, not the people. Yeah, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. So let's face that principality. Let's face that power. Let's face that wickedness in the house. Yeah, you want to say something?
Yeah, so the challenge is now. So while you're watching this video, you can call your partner right now.
Call them now.
Tell them, come sit, and this is the problem. And we have to deal with this. No longer will we fight each other. No longer will we decide who is right, who is wrong. We have to become selfless people.
Yes.
Relationships can only survive on the basis of selflessness. It is selflessness that gives room for sacrifices, free sacrifice, expecting nothing in return. Whether or not something is given in return, sacrifice is constant and it continues. So the challenge is now. We dare you to call out your partner.
Yeah, we dare you.
Yes, it's a dare. Sit him or her down, look them in the eye, and say, this is the problem.
You are not the problem anymore.
Yes.
I can see clearly now that's the problem.
Yes, I can see clearly now. So that's the challenge.
All right, guys. I'm sure that you have actually learned something in this particular video, and we want you to apply this. We want to hear how everything went down, right? So write or send us a mail, go to our Facebook page, write a comment or something like that. We want to know how this went and all of that until we come your way again next week. It's Andy and Charlie. Have a wonderful time, couples. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Hey guys, like we always do in our videos, this is one of our songs and we would love to share with you guys to help your romantic life. God bless you as you listen. Now. When I look at the stars, I see you. When I look at the sun, I see you. When I look at the clouds, I see you. Baby, you were everywhere. You were everywhere. When the wind blows, I hear you. When the river flows, I hear you. Baby, you are everywhere. Baby, you are everywhere. Baby, oh, I love you. Baby, oh, I love you. Baby, oh, I love you. I love you. I love you, well, I love you, well, baby, oh,
I love you.
Baby, oh, I love you. Baby, oh, I love you. I love you, well, I love you, well. Yeah, it's enough. All right, guys, we'll see you next week. Goodbye.
Yeah, bye.